Hello there and welcome back to my channel, or if this is the first video of mine you are seeing, then welcome. So I have a little Sephora haul here that I want to talk about. I am testing out some new products. I think some of these are newer to the market for sure, and then some of them might just be new to me. But there is one drugstore item that is in here. I just decided to include this one in this video because I only have one, so couldn't obviously do a separate video. So I'm going to talk about that one right quick here first. While I'm talking about all these products, I will be showing you some B-roll footage of me applying them and showing you how they look. First, let's go ahead and talk about this one drugstore product. This is from NYX. This is their Wonder Snatch Concealer, and mine is in the shade Fair. I really like this lime green packaging that we have. Now, this product, this is definitely like a first impressions because I just applied this like maybe 30 minutes ago while I am filming this part of the video. So right now it looks absolutely beautiful on the skin. Now they do say that this is a full coverage concealer, and you can definitely tell that you can build it up pretty well. And I'm really happy with the shade match because some of the shades, at least in the store, like the lighter shades, they look very similar to each other when you're looking at them in the packaging. So I am glad that I ultimately went with this shade because I feel like it matches my neck perfectly. So I'm really happy with the shade that I picked out. But right now it looks absolutely beautiful. I will have to, of course, see how it wears and see how it continues to apply. But right now I'm very impressed with it. But it is one of those that I think if you have dry skin, you might really want to prep your skin with very glowy, hydrating products, because I can definitely see how this might be too drying for someone with very dry skin. So if you do have drier skin and you want to try it, I would definitely say prep really well with hydrating products. Now if you have oily skin, I don't know, you might really love this. I don't know, obviously I don't know how it's going to wear. This is my first time wearing it and it's only been on my face for about 30 minutes at this point, but so far I'm really impressed with it and I can't wait to keep trying it out. And I love the lime green packaging. I love this shade in eyeshadow, believe it or not. With as much as I do love neutral makeup, I do love this color in an eyeshadow. I don't know why you wouldn't think that, but I really do. So seeing it on this packaging, I just think it's so pretty. It's definitely like perfect for the summertime with this kind of color. I mean all year round, of course, but those bright colors are very pretty during the summertime. Okay, the next product that I want to talk about is this new cream bronzer from Fenty Beauty. This is the Sunstalker Soufflé Pressed Mousse Cream Bronzer, and mine is in the shade Sugar Cookie, which first and foremost, I love the packaging on this. Isn't that stunning? And then this is Sugar Cookie, which is the lightest shade in the range. Now, if you love cream bronzers that dry down to more of like a powder-like finish, then you would probably really love this bronzer. It is beautiful on the skin. I've worn this one 2 days in a row now. I'm not wearing it in the main portion here of the video where I'm just talking to you. I'm not wearing it today. I did wear one of my other cream bronzers because there was something that I wanted to test out, and you'll see what I mean when I get to that part of the video. But this is definitely the opposite of what I usually go for. I really love those balmy, creamy, glowy bronzers. Those are my favorite. If you watched my bronzer or my cream bronzer ranking video that went up on my channel, that might have been 2 or 3 videos ago now when this one's going up, then you would have seen that my top 5 were all of those very balmy bronzers. Those are my favorite, but there is always a time and a place for a bronzer like this that is just, it's so beautiful. It does dry down to a beautiful finish. I won't call it a flat matte. It does still have a little bit of a, I don't want to say glow as in really glowy, but I think they do say that it dries down to more of a natural finish, and I would say that is definitely the case, but it does feel more like a powder, like it dries down almost to like a powder. So if you're someone that you love a cream bronzer like that, you might really enjoy this one. It is very stunning. Of course, I always loved the powder bronzer that Fenty Beauty had, so I figured that I would like this one, even though it is kind of the opposite of the cream bronzers that I typically love, but I think this is stunning. I love the tone of it because it's one of those that I don't feel like I can go overboard with. I can build it up at my own pace and don't feel like I have to panic blend. So yeah, I've really been liking this one too. I think it's really beautiful on the skin. And I also forgot to mention, while you were watching the demo of that, you have also seen this new brush here from Summer Fridays. This is their bronzer brush, and I'm going to tell you, I tried to get this on the Sephora app maybe about twice, and both times it was sold out, but the Sephora and Kohl's near me had this brush, brush. So you would have also seen this brush in action while I was applying the cream bronzer. This is really, really nice. I've also used it today. That's why it's dirty, because I just used it today for cream bronzer. I used the Summer Fridays cream bronzer today, and it does apply bronzer very, very well. Now, as with everything in this video, nothing is necessary, obviously, but I definitely want to say that, especially for brushes. I don't know why I want to point that out more so for the brushes than the makeup. None of the makeup that I'm talking about here are like needs. I would never tell you to go and run out and buy any of this. I just like testing out new makeup and just seeing if it's good, seeing how I like it, and just kind of talking to you about it. But with brushes, I always definitely like to say, I mean, it's not a need, but I do think it's a nice brush and I am happy to have it. Now let's talk about blushes, because I have 3 here that I want to talk about. Yes, I do go overboard with the blushes. I've also kind of gone overboard with the cream bronzers. You would know that for sure if you're not new, but let's talk about this first one from Kohl. This is the Impressionist Multi-Stick Cream Cheek and Lip Color, and I picked mine up in the shade Intuition. It does have this really pretty chrome looking packaging, and it's kind of difficult to open a little bit. And there is that shade right there. You'll be seeing swatches and stuff in the demo portions, and I am wearing this right here in this video as well on the lips, and I do think it's very pretty on the lips. It's very nice and creamy, but it's definitely not, I feel like, very long lasting on the lips. This is something that if you want to apply it as a lip product, you are going to have to reapply it a few times. That doesn't personally bother me because I feel like it is nice and comfortable. It's definitely that balmy texture, so it performs like an actual lip balm. I do think this is a stunning color. It's really beautiful on the cheeks as well. Really like this. Now, I was kind of torn on a few of the shades, but honestly, when I swatched a few of them in store, there was this shade Intuition, and there was like another shade that might have been the next, I don't know if this might be the lightest shade, and then there's one shade up. I can't think of the name of that one. To me, in the store, at least in those lights, they look really about the same. So I ultimately went with this one, and it is very, very pretty. They do have one shade that I believe is more of that kind of terracotta kind of blush tone. I am considering that one as well because I really like that tone for the summertime, because on me it works like a really beautiful bronzer, but this is a very pretty shade. I'm quite impressed with this. I definitely want to keep using it because I've only worn it the one time while I'm filming this, because I had to take a few days here just to talk about each of these individual blushes, but I definitely want to continue testing this one out, trying it out. But right now I do really like it. I think it's pretty on the cheeks. It's got that really nice balmy texture, builds up really nicely, but I do also like it on the lips. Usually these products like this I don't really like on the lips. I like them more so as blush, but I think this one's really pretty. It just feels nice and comfortable, so I just wanted to give that a mention too. If you were looking at this to also wear on your lips, I think it is quite comfy, at least from the 2 times I've worn it on the lips. Like, I wore it in the demo and then I'm wearing it today like this. At least from those 2 times it does feel very nice and comfy. The next blush I picked up is another shade of the Summer Fridays Blush Butter Balm. I picked up the shade Soft Strawberry, which, oh, this shade is so, so beautiful. I really like these blushes from Summer Fridays. The other shade I have is Toasted Terracotta, and that shade is definitely like that bronzer on me, which I really like those terracotta shades for that reason. I love a nice bronzer moment. I don't know, I've really been loving products that look like that. I think that's one of the reasons why I really love the Refi Cream Bronzer so much. Even though it is a bronzer, it doubles as a blush for me as well. So I don't know, I just really love those terracotta shades. But this is really pretty and really lovely. This might be, I'm not exactly sure if I don't know if this is the lightest shade in the range or not, but it is one that you can build up, I feel like. But what I like about it is because it is so balmy, you're not gonna go, I feel like I don't go overboard too quickly with it. I can build it up to where I want it, which I usually keep my blushes pretty soft, but I really like these from Summer Fridays. Now, this is definitely a very glowy balm product, so at least on me, in my experiences, it does not dry down. So if you were looking for a blush that dries down, kind of like the cream bronzer from Fenty, this would not be the one, because this is going to stay relatively tacky all day long. Now, that doesn't bother me because, as you've seen in pretty much all of my videos, I wear my hair up. Now, I usually wear it in one of these clips like this one, or I'm just wearing it down in a low ponytail. I never really wear my hair down, especially not right now during these really, really hot summer months. So that doesn't bother me that this one stays a little tacky to the touch, but if that bugs you, you might want to skip over these because they definitely don't dry down. The next one here was actually a surprise because I saw where she brought these back, but I thought she brought back the initial 2 shades, but she actually added a new one. This is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Beauty Soulmates Face Palette. Now this one is in Pillow Talk Flawless Rosewood. And I think the packaging on these is really cute. I know when these first come out in the other 2 shades, people seem kind of mixed reviews on them, which I get. They can be maybe a little bulky, but I like stuff that looks like this. I don't know. But this is the Rosewood shade. And I do have the other 2 shades where I'm going to compare them in just a second, but I want to show you the demo, of course, of me applying both the airbrush powder and the blush as well, so you can see that together. But I thought when she brought these back out, I thought they were the initial 2 shades, which was Flawless Pink and Flawless Peach. She did bring back the Flawless Pink, but now I have not seen Flawless Peach back. I'm not exactly sure, at least not in the Sephora and Kohl's near me. But if you are a fan of those, then you will definitely be a fan of these. And as you can see, all of these, it's the same packaging except for the heart. On the Rosewood one, we have more of that kind of color, and on the other 2, we have the pink. I wish that in the first 2, the Flawless Peach and Flawless Pink, I wish she had done the pink heart and then this one done more of a peach, especially since she changed the heart on this one. I think that would have been just really pretty to see a difference between these 2, because when you're looking at it like this, it looks like the exact same thing. So first we have Flawless Pink. She did bring this one back for sure that I know of. And this one is the Flawless Pink. And let me swatch I'm going to swatch the powder if I can get it to show up on my hand. And then I'm trying not to blend it too much so maybe you can see the powder. And then swatch the blush. And I'm going to show you swatches of all of them. Now, I don't believe, like I said, that you can get the Flawless Peach one now, unless I'm mistaken. Of course, I will have a look and link anything that I can. But I can at least show you the Flawless Pink because I definitely saw that one for sure. And this one is Flawless Peach. If you can see right here, very, very pretty. I really liked these. I just thought they were really nice, really just very pretty. Just very, very pretty on the skin. I don't know. I don't know. I love the packaging of these. I know some people said they were kind of tacky or gaudy or whatever, but I mean, to me, I don't know. It's something about it that I like. I don't know, I do like heart-shaped things. I just think they're very pretty. I don't know, hearts are pretty to look at. Okay, so let's see. Let me swatch now the Rosewood one so you can see it in comparison to these. Now, I feel like the face powder in all of these is going to look pretty much the same. So there you have all 3 of the shades. It's hard to see the powders on me. This one is Flawless Pink, the powder and the blush. Flawless Peach, powder and blush. And then Flawless Rosewood, powder and blush. So you can kind of see the tones, but the powders basically look the exact same. There might just be a slight difference. This powder looks just a touch brighter. These 2 powders look exactly the same. And these 2 blushes are very similar to one another, but there is an undertone difference. Hopefully my camera will pick that up and show you what I mean. But you can see a difference between them in person, and I feel like this one is darker for sure than this one. So this one has more of a, I guess, punch to it than this one did. And I feel like you can definitely build it up. Now, I went in with a very fluffy brush to kind of keep it on me pretty soft. It is the blush that I'm wearing today, and I love that tone. I think it's so, so pretty. I used that Versed powder brush. That one, I feel like, because it's a little more smaller and fluffier, I feel like I can kind of get a more softer, diffused blush look, which is what I personally like. I like a softer blush moment. It's just my preference, but I do really think it's a pretty shade. And the powder's really nice. I just feel like the powders, I mean, they all basically look very similar. The Flawless Pink one might be just a touch brighter, but I don't know, maybe if you want these and the powder is not going to work for you, I don't know if you can mix it with the blush. I'm not exactly sure. I just feel like the powder is definitely very similar in all of them, but the blushes, the individual blushes are all very pretty. Oh, and I forgot to mention during the blushes as well, I keep forgetting the brushes. I did also pick up this Summer Fridays double-sided brush here, and as you can see, mine ended up on this side. I think it's like, can you kind of see? Well, I don't know if you can kind of tell how it's kind of messed up right there. Like it wants to split a little bit. I guess that's just whether it got kind of smashed a little bit or that's just like the way the bristles did when they packed it. But it does seem to have like a little bit of an indent there. I don't know. I mean, it still works fine. But in the demo, when I was showing you, I think I might have done it for the Kosas one, you have seen me apply one side with this side of the brush and the other side with this side. And I feel like both of them work very, very well. I do think these brushes from Summer Fridays are really nice. I just wanted to try them out. They had them in the store. I know the bronzer brush is new, so that one kept selling out online. But the blush one I think has been around for a while, so you can easily buy that one if that's one you wanted. Now for eyeshadow sticks. I did pick up 2 of them. The first one here, I did pick up a new shade of the Ilia Eye Stylish Shadow Stick, and this one is in the shade Jubilee. Now, I've mentioned many times how I love these from Ilia very, very much. I have the shades, and before I bought this one, I have the shades Beam, Opulent, and Venetian. I feel like there is a difference between this one and those. This one feels drier. It still goes on, and I'm wearing it again today because, the other day I wore it and I kind of did rub some of it away right there. When I went to use my eyelash curler, some of it got rubbed away right there. So if you see that, ignore that. That wasn't this one's fault. My eyelash curler, I think, was pressed too close. I wore this the other day and had a lot of issues with it initially because it was wanting to kind of flake off. But that's when I quickly realized that the Fenty bronzer dries down to that powder because I had placed that all over my lid like I normally do with my bronzers when I go in with eyeshadow sticks. And that more powder-like texture messed this up. Now today it performed much, much better. It's looking pretty nice right now, except for that one spot it got wore away from that eyelash curler. But it just feels like a drier formula to me than the other 3. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I want to keep testing this shade out because I don't know if it's just me or not. It just feels a lot more drier. I don't know. Like, when I swatch it on my hand, like it's instantly very creamy. It applies very, very well. This is a stunning, beautiful kind of gold shade. But then on my eye, I don't know, it just felt kind of drier. I'm not exactly sure how to describe it. I just want to mention it because I love the other 3 shades very, very much, but I felt like this one seemed a little different, unless it's just me. It is one that I want to keep testing out. It does look very nice today. I haven't had any issues with it flaking off like it did. The other day it flaked off immediately, but then I realized why. Because I had applied that Fenty bronzer on my eyelids and that dried down to a powder, and these definitely do not mix well with powder at all. Like if you have powder on your lids, these are not going to look good at all. So it looks better today in regards to that, but it just feels more dry. Like when I was actually applying it on my lids, I don't know if maybe my eyelids are a little more dry right now. I'm not exactly sure. It does look better today than it did, but I did want to mention that because, I don't know, I feel like the other 3 I have performed better, but this one's still kind of like in the middle. I want to keep testing this shade out because it could have been just me. I don't know. It could be my eyelids or maybe a little bit more drier lately. I'm not exactly sure. So I want to keep testing this one out. At the time I'm filming this, I can at least say that I like the other 3 shades I have better. But I wanted to bring that up because I've really been talking about how much I love these, and I still do. I just don't know if mine is kind of, this one I bought one that might be a little more dry, but then it swatches on my hand perfectly fine. I don't know. I'll keep testing this one out and report back. The next eyeshadow stick I bought is from Danessa Myricks. This is one of her Color Fix multi-use pigment sticks. And I picked up the Duo 4 one, which is the shades Apollo and Artemis. I believe I'm saying that right. And this is one of those where it's kind of like if you buy the multiple shades, so you can take one out on this side and one on the other, which I will be showing you that in the demo. And one side it says is a foil and the other is a metallic. I don't know if you can buy these separately on her website. Now at the Sephora and Kohl's you had to buy the Duo. I wish that wasn't the case because I really like the foil side, which is the shade Artemis. I didn't really like the Apollo shade, but that's because it's very, very, very richly pigmented product. This is more of a skill thing. This is more of a skill thing for me. I don't really like darker eyeshadows on myself. I much prefer something a lot more softer. And so that shade, it is so pigmented, so creamy. Both of these are very, very creamy. But that shade was so pigmented that I just can already tell you that I will not probably use that shade much, but I don't know if you could buy these separately. I need to look it up on her own website. Maybe you can buy these separate because I like the foil side, which you will see in the demo. That was the more sparkly shade, and I just didn't get along very well with the other shade. But here's the thing, this is another one that I have only worn that one time. I wanted to wear it again today, but because I had kind of some issues with the Ilia one the other day, I wanted to try that one again, but this one I've only worn once. I don't know. The first day I wore it, I felt like both sides kind of faded pretty significantly, especially the darker side. But now I'm gonna kind of attribute that to me, a skill thing for me, because I did try to lighten that shade as much as possible, so I felt like it was a little patchy. So that's a skill level. I'm not knocking the product for that. That's just me. I'm just don't work with shades that dark. But I also felt like the Artemis shade, the very sparkly, even though that shade is so beautiful. It's beautiful on the lids, but I felt like it was another that kind of faded kind of weirdly on me. I don't know. This is one that I'm in the middle about. I do want to keep trying it because I think it was much more of a me thing than it was the actual product. But I can go ahead and tell you that the Apollo shade I probably won't be using. Now, if I can figure out if I can use it as liner, I would try to use it like that again and see if that works for me better, like try to use it as a liner. But as far as using it on my actual lid, I just don't see myself doing that again. I don't know. I just don't see myself doing that. It's just not, that's just not a shade for me, and that's where I wish you could buy these separately so you could buy the shades you want, and maybe you can on her website. I am not sure at the time I'm filming this, but I will look into it. But I do really like the foil side initially. I don't know. I want to try it again by itself without the darker shade just to see if I have that issue again with it fading away. It wasn't terrible, but I noticed it faded more like in this crease area. Now there's where I see a difference between it and the Ilia one. Now, I know it's two different formulas. This is definitely much more of like that, well, they call it a foil, so it's very sparkly kind of, so I know the formula is different, but I'm just talking about cream eyeshadow sticks in general. The Ilia one, at least my other three shades, I'm not sure what's going on with Jubilee here right now, but the other three shades I have, they will give me a crease there, but they won't fade in that area. I felt like this one faded in the area. Like at the end of the day, it just didn't really look good. So I want to try that one again without the darker shade. So this one is still kind of like one I want to keep testing out, kind of like the Ilia one, or this shade of the Ilia eyeshadow sticks. The other three shades from Ilia, I still stand by those. Beam, Opulent, and Venetian are beautiful, and I've never had any issues with them. So the shade Jubilee from Ilia and this, I want to keep testing out before I give any kind of full review. So right now this is just initial, like, first impressions. And the last thing I picked up was a perfume. They had this, well, now they had like the testers up there, the full size bottles, but the full sizes were all sold out, gone completely. This is from Kohl. This is the Capri in a Bottle Lemon Sugar. And they only had one left of this little mini, what size is this? This is the 0.34 fluid ounce one. This is the one that looks like a miniature of the little bottle. And it's so cute. Like, I love the little cap on it. I just think that's so adorable. But I smelled this in store. I wanted to test it out because I saw lemon, and those are fragrances that always intrigue me. I don't know why, but anytime I see lemon, I have to try it. I guess because I do really like lemon desserts. So I just wanted to try it out. This smells so good. It's not like a tangy sour lemon. It is very much very sweet. Like, the sugar part is absolutely right. Now on the little box here it says that the key notes are lemon, sugar, freesia, raspberry, vanilla, and musk. To me it smells definitely like lemon whipped cream, if that makes sense. That is what this smells like to me. Like, very sweet, not tangy, not sour smelling at all. Like, I know some lemons can have that really citrusy, well, I don't know if citrus, is citrus the right word? You know what I mean? Like, very tangy, very, you know, kind of like almost, I hate to say sour, but you know what I mean. This one is very sweet. So if you like a whipped cream note, I think you would really enjoy this. But I mean, as with all fragrances, you definitely want to test it out. But I really like it because I didn't know how it was going to go. But another example I can give, let me grab it right quick. Okay, if you have this from Sol de Janeiro, which I've used about that much of mine so far. This is the Limonada Gelada Cheirosa Perfume Mist. If you have this, they smell very, very similar to one another. So if you have this and really like this but want it more in like a perfume, I feel like these smell very, very similar to one another. Now this one, because it's a body mist, it definitely doesn't last very long. This is one that I reserve for strictly after my shower. I just like to spray this after I get out of the shower because it's just a nice sweet scent. It's another one that has that more sweet scent to it. This one's definitely more vanilla-y. It leans more into that vanilla with that hint of lemon. And this one does have the vanilla note, but I do get a little more whipped cream from this one than I do straight up vanilla, but these are very similar to one another, so I feel like if you like one, you're gonna like the other. But I just think this is really, really lovely. Now on me, this lasts longer, I feel like, on clothes. It doesn't give out a very strong, like, I don't know if somebody could stand across the room and smell it on you. They'd have to be kind of more up close and personal to smell this, at least on me. I know perfumes can work differently for people like that, but this is one, though, that it's another one that after the shower, I think this would be really, really lovely. And now, that's not me saying that I wouldn't want to wear it out and about, because I have. In fact, I did it yesterday, too. And it does smell really, really nice. It's really lovely and soft and very sweet. If you love sweet fragrances, I do. I like the ones that are very sweet. I do like some of the clean fragrances as well. Like, I really love Rinse Cycle from Noise, which is definitely like those clean scents with citrus mixed into that one. I really like that one. But for the most part, I love these very sweet scents. I don't know why. But my favorite thing to do is after a nice shower where you're nice and clean, and maybe you've applied some nice vanilla body lotion or some other kind of sweet lotion, and then you want a little perfume or a body mist just kind of over the top. That is what I really love to do with scents like this one and also this one. I just think that is my favorite way to wear these because they're much more subtle. They're not overpowering, and they're just nice to spray after a shower, and it just smells nice. It just smells so nice. So I do really like that. I mean, the moment I smelled it in store, I fell in love with it. Now, completely sold out, except for I got the last one like this. So I guess it's a very popular fragrance right now. Of course, going into summer, I think it's perfect for summertime. I don't know if it would be one that I'd want all year round. Maybe, because it's not overpowering. But I definitely feel like if I'm going to be wearing it out, I would want to wear it during the summer. But now, as far as wearing it after the shower, then yeah, all year round. But if I'm going to be out and about with it, during the summer, I think is the best part. But I do really like it. It's just really nice and sweet. I really like that. But that's everything that I picked up. All that come from Sephora except for the one drugstore product like I mentioned. But let me see how that's been wearing, because at this time, I've been wearing it maybe about an hour and a half, and it still looks really, really nice. It's very, very pretty on the skin. I'm mostly looking like right in here, especially since I've already applied blush and stuff. It does look really, really nice. So far I'm impressed, but that one's one that I will definitely keep testing out because today is the first day I'm wearing that, so I don't know how it'll wear all day long, but pretty much the majority of these products I'm very impressed with. The only two that I'm kind of wanting to continue to test out are these two, just because I don't know if it's just me with this shade Jubilee from Ilia. I don't know. I just feel like my other three just feel more smoother and more creamier on the lid. Like, they just apply much more smoother than this one, so I don't know. I'll keep testing. And then this one I think was more of me, like user error, than it was anything else, and I want to try it again, especially this foil side, which was the shade Artemis. I definitely want to try that side again, because that is so beautiful on the lids. It was so pretty. Like, just wow, that sparkle, it was so beautiful. So I want to try that side again without this side, because I think I messed up when I applied this side. But that's a me thing, for sure. Me, for sure. Now, if you love rich, beautiful, intense cream eyeshadows, you would really love this one. This is Apollo. You would really love that shade. But if you're someone like me and you're more of like what I'm wearing today, very soft and subtle and barely there, then you probably would like the Artemis shade better out of this particular duo. But I want to see if she sells them separately, because I could definitely get more on board with that if I can buy them separately, because I don't want to waste this darker shade, but if I can figure out if I can wear it as liner, then I will wear it like that. But that is everything, I think. Yeah, so I will keep continuing using all of these products and keep you updated on any thoughts and anything that might change, kind of, you know, mention them in future videos or something and see if anything changes for me. But right now, that's where I'm at with all of these. But I do hope that you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I hope you will please consider leaving a like, a comment, or subscribing if you haven't already. And make sure you hit the bell icon so you are alerted to all my future uploads, and follow me on Instagram at jessicadeerly. All of these products will be listed and linked for you below, as well as in the YouTube shopping tag feature, and if you click through and purchase, I do earn a small commission, and if you choose to do so, thank you so much for supporting me and my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!